DIY oil changes save money, but small mistakes can hurt an engine fast. The secret is in the tiny details. I have tested these exact steps on many cars, and they work. I am Morgan, a certified safety specialist and tech. My goal today is simple. I want you to do this right, the safe way, every single time. Why do the details matter so much? Even a little under tight on a drain plug can let oil spray out under load. Too tight can crack an aluminum pan. A hand-tight filter can weep at the seal. So we are going step by step the way I do it in the shop. Tools, safe lift, clean drain, filter off, filter on, refill and prime, then final checks. No guessing, no mess, no leaks. Quick tip before we start. Always use jack stands and wheel chocks. Never trust a floor jack alone. I have seen cars slip. Stands and chocks stop that. I want you to leave with a simple checklist, dealer quality results, and peace of mind. Which tool surprised you as essential from step 1? Let me show you the full kit, then we will set up the car the safe way. First, we gather the right tools and safety gear. Oil changes need more than a wrench. Many DIY folks skip the basics and get hurt or make a mess. I never want that for you. I once watched a car tilt off a jack because there were no stands and no chocks. It was avoidable. Here is the kit I lay out before I touch a bolt. Ramps or jack stands with solid wheel chocks, gloves and eye protection, a wide drain pan with a pour spout, a funnel, shop rags, a filter wrench that fits your filter, a torque wrench for the drain plug, and a new crush washer. I also keep a clean jug for used oil so I can recycle it later. This setup keeps you safe and makes the job smooth. Set your work area on flat ground. Keep pets and kids away. Put the tools where you can reach them from under the car. Speed tip from years in the bay. We always double-check the owner's manual before the first service, and we stage the new oil and filter within arm's reach. With gear ready and laid out, we are already ahead of trouble. Next, let us lock in the exact oil grade, capacity, and the right filter so we do not guess. Wrong oil is worse than no oil for some engines, because the wrong grade does not protect right at hot or cold temps. So I always start with the owner's manual. It tells you two key things: the exact oil viscosity, like 0W-20 or 5W-30, and the capacity, such as 4.8 liters on some engines like a 2018 Camry example. Write those down before you open a single bottle. Match the filter the same way. Some spin-on filters use a flat, lathe-cut gasket. Others use a molded P-style ring. Using the wrong style can leak. I stick with high-quality parts that meet the same specs as the factory part. Also check the oil standard on the bottle. For most modern gasoline engines, you will see API, S, P, and I, LSAC marks. Those standards came in around 2020 and help with wear and deposits. I put a note on the box with the grade, the capacity, and the filter part number. It saves time later. We have the right parts in hand now. Next up is getting the car in the air the safe way so we can reach the drain plug with room to work. Lifting wrong turns a simple job into real danger. I lift only on level ground. I set the parking brake, chock the wheels that stay on the ground, and lift at the points the manufacturer shows in the manual, like pinch welds or frame pads. Then I place the jack stands under solid points and lower the car gently onto them. I give the car a small wiggle at the corners. It should feel rock solid on the stands. If it moves, stop and reset. Take a quick look under the car for anything odd before you start, like loose splash shields or a drip. Simple checks prevent surprises. Some folks install quick drain valves. They can be handy, but I keep things simple and safe with the stock plug and a fresh washer. Fewer parts, fewer risks. Quick pause while I grab the drain pan. If this breakdown is helping, subscribe for safety alerts and step-by-step guides. You are watching Recall Roadmap with Morgan. And grab my printable DIY oil checklist in the description so you can follow this flow every time. Car is up and secure. Drain pan ready. Now we can loosen the drain plug the right way and control the flow without a mess. Here is where clean technique pays off. I place the drain pan slightly back from the plug because the hot oil will arc out at first. I crack the plug loose, then spin it by hand until oil starts to flow. I let it drain midstream so the oil lands in the center of the pan, not on my arm. That tiny washer matters. Crush washers deform one time to seal. I treat a new washer like cheap insurance. I clean the plug threads in the pan seat, slip on a new washer, and reinstall the plug. Now the key move. I tighten the plug with a torque wrench to the spec in the manual. There is no universal number. For example, a 2018 Toyota RAV4 uses about 15 foot-pounds. Too much can strip an aluminum pan. Too little can drip under pressure. I wipe the area, and I keep the drain pan under the stream until the drip slows to a drop. With the plug torqued and clean, we have the heart of the seal set. That drain plug is tight and right. Now we deal with the oil filter without making a mess or leaving a gasket behind. Filters hide a lot of used oil, so I plan for a little mess. I move the pan under the filter area. I use a filter wrench to crack it loose, then I turn it by hand and let the first rush drain. After the flow slows, I unscrew it the rest of the way and lower it into the pan. Most spin-on filters carry 2 to 3 cups of oil, so keep it level. Now the most important check on this step. I inspect the mounting surface on the engine. Many leaks come from double gasketing. That happens when the old rubber gasket sticks to the engine, and then the new gasket stacks on top. I look and feel for any old O-ring. If I find one, I peel it off and clean the surface with a rag. The surface should be flat, clean, and smooth. I also note the gasket style the engine likes. Some housings mate to a flat gasket. Some mate to a molded P style. Knowing that helps me tighten the new one the right way. Gaskets clean. Threads clean. The old filter is out, and the seat is ready. The new filter goes on next, but how tight is tight enough without cutting the seal? A new filter should seal perfectly on the first start, with no drama. I start by wiping a thin film of clean oil on the new gasket. I spin the filter on by hand until the gasket just touches the mounting face. That is my 0 point. From there, the amount of turn depends on the gasket style and the maker. For many flat, lathe-cut gaskets, the guide is hand-tight, plus about 1/4 to 3/4 of a turn. Some makers say 1/2 turn. General Motors now tells techs to turn many AC Delco spin-on filters 1 full turn after contact, which works out to about 10 foot-pounds with a special adapter. For molded P-style gaskets, you may feel the base plate come flush with the face. If it fully seats, do not back it off. Backing off can make a leak path. I avoid filter pliers for final tightening. Hand pressure is enough when you follow the maker's guide. If you want repeatable results, a torque adapter for filters can help. I always say this: feel counts, but specs guide. Our filter is set and seated. No need to crush it. With the filter installed, it is time to add fresh oil and prime the engine the clean way. Fresh oil time. I set a funnel in the fill cap and pour in most of the oil, a little at a time. Slow pours prevent air bubbles and spills. I wipe any drips right away so I can spot a real leak later. I seat the dipstick for an accurate later check. Now I start the engine and let it run for about 30 seconds. The oil light should go out. That short run fills the new filter and the passages. Many filters hold about a cup of oil once they are primed. After that short run, I shut the engine off and wait a moment. I pull the dipstick, wipe it, reinsert, and read it. If it is below full, I top up slowly to the full mark. Engines can hold a little swirl of oil in baffles, so pouring in stages helps you nail the level. Some folks pre-fill the filter before installation. On some cars that works well. On side-mounted filters, I usually let the engine prime it with that short run. Oil level on the dipstick looks perfect now. Filter filled, lines primed. The hard work is done, but we are not done yet. The final checks catch leaks and lock in your maintenance record. Before I call it done, I let the engine idle for about a minute, then shut it off. I slide under with a light and look at 3 spots: the drain plug, the filter base, and the lowest edge of the pan. 1 clean wipe. Then I watch for any fresh drip. If I see a weep, I address it now with a small snug to spec or a gasket check. Inside the car, I reset the oil life monitor the way the owner's manual shows for your model. This matters because it starts the next timer. Then I write down the date and the odometer on a small sticker or in a log. Good records keep engines healthy and help resale later. I pour the used oil into a sealed jug and bag the old filter. Take both to a recycling center or a parts store that accepts used oil. Never dump oil. It is illegal and it harms waterways. Now I do one more quick scan under the car to make sure no tools are left behind and the splash shield is clipped in. Everything looks dry and tidy. Monitors are reset. Records are logged. Checks done. Still one more step. Let us call out the common mistakes many people make and how you just avoided all of them. One misstep can ruin a great oil change. You already dodged the big ones, but here is the list I see all the time and how we beat them today. Wrong oil grade or wrong capacity. We read the manual and measured on the dipstick after a short run. Forgetting the crush washer or reusing it. We installed a new washer and torqued the plug. Double gasketing the filter. We checked the old gasket and cleaned the seat. Over-tightening the plug or the filter. We used a torque wrench on the plug and the maker's turn guide on the filter. Skipping the leak check. We idled, wiped, and watched for drips. Not logging mileage and date. We reset the monitor and wrote it down. Bad disposal habits. We sealed the waste and took it for recycling. Use this quick checklist before you drive. Tools set. Oil and filter verified. New crush washer on. Plug torqued. Filter set to spec. No leaks under the car. Records made. You are golden. Our DIY oil change is done, clean, and correct. Dealer quality results at home without dealer cost. Enjoy the savings and enjoy the quiet confidence of a job done right. Now you have a dealer quality oil change, start to finish. We did the tools, the safe lift, a clean midstream drain, a fresh crush washer, a torqued plug, the right filter tightened the right way, a careful refill and prime, and all the final checks. We cut out the guesswork. No more snug by feel. This is the method I trust in the shop and in my own driveway. If you found value here, subscribe for more safety alerts and step-by-step guides. Download the printable DIY oil checklist from the description so your next change goes even faster, with zero stress. Thank you for spending time with me today. You have been watching Recall Roadmap with Morgan. I appreciate your trust. I am here to keep your car safe and your wallet calm. Thanks for watching. Which tip will you try next time? Share your favorite safety or torque trick below, and I will see you in the next one.